And it has to do a lot with what Nebraska has been able to do physically in this game, just getting to the rim and really not allowing Southern with any other choice but to foul.
Britt Prince and Nebraska with the ball to start the fourth quarter. Birdie Rimdahl back up top to Alexis Markowski, looking inside. Natalie Potts, and she finishes off the assist of Alexis Markowski. Nebraska up by 20.
And you see Potts in the post right there, creating a ton of space at the rim. A lot of times earlier today, that would be a foul away from the ball, trying to keep her out of the paint.
Fontenot up at the top, trying to drive baseline, flips it up, and will get the foul on Allison Widener.
And Widener is thinking to herself, she's got her hands straight up. We'll take another look at it on the drive. Maybe just at that last second, couldn't pull that left hand away against Fontenot.
So now Aaliyah Fontenot will head to the line. 74% free throw shooter last year, 83% her sophomore year. The senior's first shot from the stripe is good.
It's been a tough night for Fontenot. Of course, went down with that ankle injury earlier on, and then just 2 of 11 from the field. If she had a little bit more of an efficient day, we might be looking at a close game here.
Second one from the stripe is nothing but nylon. As here in the second half, Southern 4 for 4 from the free throw line. And a stoppage here. Shot clock did not start. So they'll have to pull this one back out to about the mid-stripe. You talked about Fontenot. If she could have had a better day, we'd be looking at a closer game. If anybody along with Gordine might have had a better day, we'd be looking at a closer game.
Yeah, Gordine has pretty much been the entire offense. She's got nearly half the team's points here tonight with 20 of them, and she is out there completely carrying this team. 25 minutes played.
Shot clock works as it's intended to now, as Widener brings the ball up the floor. Prince on the near side wing, looking inside. Now we'll get a screen from Potts. Widener with a chance to get on the board here. And she kicks it out to Markowski, who will drive. Left hand blocked initially, but a foul on the follow-through by Lidge.
That was some of the best defense I think I've seen today from Tiana Lidge. Maybe just clipped that hand of Markowski on the shot attempt, but great footwork staying with the Huskers center.
Markowski on the day 2 of 5 from the line. Make it 3 of 6. A little bit of an off night from the charity stripe for the Pius X graduate. Now 19 points on the day, though. She's made up for it in many other ways. Kendall Moriarty checks in. Britt Prince will sit. Of course, coming off that ankle injury, probably not risking playing her too hard here in the fourth quarter.
And it seems like it hasn't really impacted her too much today, as Prince has provided a lot of good defense. But I think you're right. Getting her off the court, allowing some of these other quality players for Nebraska to make an impact.
Fontenot hands it off to Sanders near the top, looking for a screen from Lidge. Now Sanders will just drive, flips it up with the right hand, and Markowski will pull down the board. Nebraska already across the mid-stripe, looking inside. Moriarty feeds it out to Markowski. Pass to Rimdahl, pump fakes, now drives, kicks out to Widener for the three-pointer. Just a little bit short, as a bump foul going to be called on Alexis Markowski. Only her third foul on the day for Markowski.
And just kind of going over the back of Tiana Lidge, who has been impressive over the past couple of minutes, but they've needed more from her here today.
High post pass goes to Jocelyn Tate, who will drive on Birdie Rimdahl. A whistle, and Tate will head to the free throw line.
Fouls starting to come in bunches for Nebraska here in the fourth quarter, as they continue to be aggressive on these drives by the Jaguars.
Tate's first free throw is good. She made both of them back in the third quarter. 3 for 3 on the night. 5 points on the night for her. And not getting 6 as she misses the second. Winder pushes ahead to Moriarty. Markowski wide open on the three-point arc. Why not? She misses. Moriarty gets the rebound, and a foul going to be called on Southern. Aaliyah Fontenot going to get called for her third.
Southern trying to get Nebraska off the glass. 34 rebounds to just 22 today for the Jaguars. And unfortunately, when you give up some second chances like that, you're going to lead to fouls as well as more possessions come.
Kendall Moriarty makes her first free throw. And with that, the only player other than Kennedy Williams that has not scored in this game is Kendall Coley. Nebraska sharing the love all over here in this game. Moriarty good with both from the stripe as the lead extends to 21. Sanders bringing it up. Passes into Lidge. Handoff to Gordine. Trying to drive. Lidge has the pass stolen. Moriarty will pull up. Driving towards the middle. Kicks it out to Markowski. She sets her feet. And the three-pointer goes. The dominance of Alexis Markowski continues. Nebraska has 70.
Yeah, and this game is starting to become eerily similar to the meeting last year. Markowski up in 20 points. Huskers leading by almost 30 now.
Gordine drives inside. Little floater. Banks it off the window. Makes it. Her impressive night continues. Leading by 22. Nebraska with the ball. Down inside, Markowski kicks out. Allison Weiner pump fake, thought about it. Now kicks out to Moriarty. She'll have a three-point attempt. No good. Natalie Potts misses off the side of the rebound, but it's out of bounds off the hands of Fontenot.
And Markowski, or rather Potts, kind of just laughing to Alexis Markowski. She couldn't believe that she just threw that one off the side of the backboard.
Petra Bojan checks into the game for Nebraska. Lidge will check out in favor of Demaya Porter here for Southern. The freshman getting some minutes here for the Jaguars. Ball goes into Moriarty. Driving at the free throw line, Callan Hake now. Stops. Moriarty looking inside. Bojan has Porter posted up. Moriarty will take it, but will get rejected out of bounds.
Nice job staying with Moriarty on that left-handed drive. Just one-on-one matchup, pass fake, and nice job swatting it out of bounds.
5 seconds on the shot clock. Bojan gets a quick pass inside, and a foul going to be called off the miss. It'll be Southern's third of the quarter.
Quick shot attempt didn't go. Kind of a surprising miss that time from Bojan at the doorstep of the basket, but Huskers able to maintain possession.
Deshante Edwards called for the foul. Hake looking to get it in bounds. Fresh 20 on the clock. Rimdahl gets a screen. She'll turn the corner. Her floater is up and good. Birdie Rimdahl up to 10 points on the day. Nakia Sanders inside to the high post. Trying to drive is Edwards. She tries to dump it down. And who's it off of? Off of Nebraska. And timeout going to be taken by Coach Funchess over on that sideline. We'll take it with them. 72-48. Nebraska on top of Southern. 6:18 left to go in the fourth. You're watching Nebraska and Southern on Big Ten Plus. A big part of Nebraska's game today has been the points down in the paint thanks to Alexis Markowski, Natalie Potts, and a wide variety of other players, they have gotten most of their points from down inside the red area between the lane lines.
Yeah, the Nebraska front court has dominated here tonight. It's been a heavy diet of Alexis Markowski, Natalie Potts, even Petra Bojan as well making a difference inside. Birdie Rimdahl has driven to the rim pretty effectively here today as well.
38 points in the paint for Nebraska. That accounts for more than 50% of their scoring tonight. Nebraska is ending a quick 3-game homestand to start the season. They'll head to the Sanford Pentagon on Saturday to play South Dakota at 7 p.m. before coming back home to play North Alabama, and then a road test at Creighton before coming back to play Kansas City and Lindenwood.
Yeah, Creighton just had a nice showing against Drake, I believe, earlier this week, so that's definitely an early test. The Blue Jays up in Omaha going to be a challenge for Nebraska.
As for Southern, they will continue their road stretch against Colorado and Colorado State this weekend before heading down to the Bahamas to play NC State and then either LSU or Washington. They will then go to Texas and to DePaul. They will travel nearly 5,000 miles, not counting return trips home, before they have their first home game of the season.
This is one of the toughest non-conference schedules you will find in D1 basketball this year.
The shot by Tate is short. Rebound goes to Birdie Rimdahl. Nebraska pushing tempo out of the timeout. Hake inside Natalie Potts going to work against Tate. She is fouled on the shot and will head to the line.
Nice little post up from Potts. She saw the defense collapsing, spins back, and is able to get a couple more chances at the stripe.
Natalie Potts will get 2 shots. Jess Petrie waiting to check in for her. Makes the first. Five free throws made for Potts tonight, trying to make it 6. She rattles it home and will now get to check out for Jess Petrie.
And if that's it from Natalie Potts, so we may see a little bit more from her later on, but you imagine the starting 4 and 5 for Nebraska with Potts and Markowski likely to be done the rest of this game.
17 points for her. Southern trying to get it going on offense. Sanders nowhere to go with the ball right now. Kicks it out to Fontenot. Thought about the 3. Dumps it inside. Porter puts up the shot. And the freshman gets on the board.
Maya Porter coming through and finding some late success here in this ball game.
Birdie Rimdahl nearly stolen away. Dead ball on the sideline. Timeout going to be called by Amy Williams to keep the possession with 19 seconds on the shot clock. It'll be a 30-second timeout. And as we head into the later part of this game, Nebraska's up by 24. What do you tell this group of players that's coming out now on the floor?
Well, I think at this point, obviously, Nebraska's going to rely on some of their role players, some of the bench as well. And at this point, it's just try to bleed this clock away, maintain this dominance that we have on the scoreboard if you're Amy Williams in this Nebraska team, and just continue to show exactly why you are the number 21 team in the country. Another high-scoring affair from this Huskers squad. Pretty efficient night as well at 49% from the field.
Both teams kind of sitting around their average for points. Southern averaging 50.3 points through their 3 games. Nebraska, of course, had a couple of high-scoring affairs against Omaha and Southeast Louisiana to open the season. 5:25 left here in this game. Callan Hake will receive the inbound and go cross-court to the other wing. Looking inside, Bojan. Hake, dead ball, nearly picked away, and it's going to be a foul by by Jocelyn Tate. That is her 4th.
Yeah, the fouls and kind of just contact consistently from Southern has been the Achilles heel for this Jaguars team. It's just been so many chances for Nebraska at the stripe. It's kind of almost insurmountable at this point. This is going to be 31 and 32 in terms of attempts from the charity stripe.
Number 31 goes in as Kendall Coley checks in. I mentioned earlier the only player besides the redshirt Kennedy Williams yet to score. Moriarty goes 2 for 2 again. All 4 points on the day coming from the charity stripe. Sanders brings it across the timeline. Looking for that high post action with Tate. Tate squares up Petrie. Now being guarded by Bojan. Dump inside. Good find, and Porter finishes. She's got 4.
And at this point for Southern, it's all about just finding some reliability in your sets offensively. What can you go to find easy buckets?
Kendall Coley nearly had the ball stolen. Birdie Rimdahl driving baseline with the right hand. She'll finish. And she's up to 12 on the day.
Only 1 miss already, or so far here today for Birdie Rimdahl. Another impressive showing. Going to be impactful off the bench all year.
You wonder if Britt Prince ends up maybe having some struggles early on in her freshman year. If Birdie Rimdahl is going to be that 5th starter. Tate drives in, pulls up from about 10 feet. Rebounds off. Porter with the rebound. She puts it up, misses everything. Rebound goes again to Southern. That's Tate. Trying to reset. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Sanders signaling the late clock offense. Porter with the screen. Sanders driving. Stops. Pops from the elbow. Misses wide. Rebounds Sanders. She puts it up. It misses wide as a stoppage is going to be called. I think Deshante Edwards got hit in the face by either an arm or another part of a body. We'll see it here. Now she just ran into Sanders there on the rebound attempt.
Yeah, there's kind of just a traffic jam at the Big Ten logo in the paint. I think both sides are going to step out to their sideline.
Maybe the wind knocked out a little bit here. We'll step aside while they tend to Edwards. You're watching Southern and Nebraska on Big Ten Plus. Deshante Edwards was able to walk off under her own power. Here's the collision, and she collided with Birdie Rimdahl. Looked like some head-to-head contact. Gloves are put on, maybe a little bit of blood, but she is currently in the tunnel as Sanaya Reed checks back in. Nebraska has the ball. 3:45 left here in this game. Inside to Bojan. Juggles it around a little bit, and it's going to be a jump ball. Pretty quick whistle on the jump ball as no one really ever had possession.
Yeah, kind of questioning that call. It looks like the ball was, maybe right there, but that was kind of a bobble to call that a jump ball. It's kind of questionable.
Kiana Wilson in the game, the junior guard. She's working against Moriarty. Taking a shot is Reed in for the injured Edwards, and she'll miss wide. Nebraska quickly back down the floor. Looking inside for Petrie. She puts it up, but she will miss. Rebound goes to Southern.
And Petrie started to look back and point at her teammate. She thought that one was already in the bottom of the net.
Kiana Wilson now outside to Lawson, working against Rimdahl. Lawson with the floater, misses everything. And Bojan with the rebound.
Yeah, just an out-of-control spinning jump shot. Southern all out of sorts right now.
Pass inside to Petrie is too much to handle. And the ball goes right back to Southern.
Take another look, just kind of right through the hands of Petrie, trying to go over her shoulder like a wide receiver right there.
Wilson brings it back down the floor. Driving against Moriarty. Now Lawson. Send it out to Reed. Wilson cuts inside with the right hand. She'll finish. Put Kiana Wilson on the board. See if Nebraska slows it down here if they continue their tempo. Moriarty up and under. Sweet finish by Kendall Moriarty.
Yeah, she is really good at those reverse layups, driving baseline. She's done it her whole career, and once again, she's able to finish.
Wilson, and now outside to Lawson. Misses the three-pointer. Rebound still being fought for. Birdie Rimdahl comes up with it. She's going to take it down the floor. Slows up for a moment, now drives inside, puts it short on the layup. Petra Bojan able to recover, and she gets fouled.
Really nifty move right there, going behind the back, then crossing over. Got to her left side, but just kind of short-armed the layup. Lucky that her teammate Petra Bojan was there for the glass.
Zylese Harrison, the senior, checks in for Southern, getting her first action of the night. Bojan's first free throw off the brick and out.
It's interesting the way that both of these rosters are constructed, right? The only transfer on this Nebraska team out there on the court right now with Birdie Rimdahl, but Southern with 9 transfers on this team, and that's kind of how you have to build teams nowadays in this transfer portal era.
The few that started were at Southern for a majority of their career, one of them being Lawson, who throws one up and gets fouled. But you're right, especially in those smaller schools, you see a lot of transfers moving in and out almost yearly now down in the smaller conferences down in the south part of the country.
Yeah, players continue to look for playing time or different roles within a roster. I mean, you've got Anaya Gordine from Temple. You got Texas Southern, Bethune-Cookman represented, as well as St. Peter's, kind of all over the place for this Southern squad.
Missing the first was Lawson. She rattles the second one home. She has her first point of the contest. 81-55, minute 40. Nebraska running through their offense. Birdie Rimdahl looking for a screen from Bojan. Couldn't turn the corner. Kendall Coley looking for somewhere to go with it. Gets it to Petrie, top of the key. Bojan posting up. Bad pass, but Rimdahl able to recover. She will pass it down to Bojan, and neat little finish by Petra Bojan. Wilson across the timeline against Moriarty, going one-on-one. Has nowhere to go. Back to the top, squaring up and shooting is Reed, and she will find the bottom of the bucket.
Nice three-point shot that time for Reed, but that's the 8th one of the ballgame. They've taken 21 attempts. Really aggressive three-point day.
Deep three by Jess Petrie early in the clock. Kendall Coley's going to get the rebound. Picks up her dribble. Now Birdie Rimdahl at the top, looking for a screen. She won't get it. Foul going to be called on Zylese Harrison. 38 seconds left.
You got to think this is a pretty impressive showing by Nebraska, coming in with their highest ranking, I believe, since 2005.
First free throw misses by Birdie Rimdahl, and that 21 ranking came back in 2005. That's the highest ranking Nebraska women's basketball has seen in program history.
If they continue to perform like this, all it's going to take is a couple teams within the top 20 to get upset or take a couple of losses. And if Nebraska stays consistent like we've seen these first 2 and nearly 3 full games, they might be looking at a top 20 ranking pretty soon.
23 seconds, shot clock still on. Lawson from the free throw line, she'll put one up, and Nebraska doesn't have to shoot. Birdie Rimdahl will dribble it across the timeline, and with 10 seconds left, Nebraska will pick up an 84-58 victory here over the Southern Jaguars. They will move to 5-0 against the Jaguars all time and 3-0 on the season. Southern falls to 0-4 after the big loss here in Lincoln.
Yeah, it's an 0-4 record for Southern, but it's a tough one, right? With 3 losses to ranked teams, not necessarily games that you would expect the Jaguars to come in and win, especially on the road. But on the other side for Nebraska, another really impressive offensive performance. They shoot nearly 50% from the field, and that's something they look like they might be able to do the rest of the season.
Yeah, a couple of leaders for Nebraska. Of course, Alexis Markowski, 22 points. Don't count out Natalie Potts either.
Yeah, she had a double-double here today as well. Impressive on the rebounding effort where Nebraska pretty much dominated the entire game.
And of course, you got to talk about the players off the bench. The only player that played in this contest that did not score was Kendall Moriarty. She didn't get in until late in the game. So very impressive offensive game again for Nebraska. They'll have another game away from their home court now as they'll head to South Dakota for the Sanford Pentagon game on Saturday. But then they'll be right back here against North Alabama.
Yeah, that one against South Dakota is going to be a pretty impressive test if they can come out with a victory.
22 points on the day. And Trey Marler standing by with Alexis Markowski. Trey?
Thanks, Harmon. I'm here with Alexis Markowski. Alexis, 22 points on the day. What was clicking for you so well tonight?
Yeah, I felt like my teammates did a really good job of finding me early and giving me the ball. And I also got a few threes up this game, so we knew that they were going to really work hard in the paint with those posts working really hard. So just let it fly.
3-0 start. What's clicking for you guys so well here early?
Yeah, I just think each game we're just getting better and better, and our main focus right now is just working on our defense and rebounding. I think offense will come. We have a lot of great offensive weapons, but just keep working on the defensive end.
Alexis, thank you. Good game.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
Thank you, Trey. Again, Nebraska 84, Southern 58. A huge thank you to all of you for tuning in on Big Ten Plus. For our entire crew, for Trey Marler, for Jake Schrantz, I'm Harmon Johnson. Nebraska wins 84-58 and improves to 3-0 on this season. Have a good night, everybody.